The August insect invasion has already started and you can't see most of it yet. Under your leaves, along the stems, across the soil surface, colonies are forming aphids multiplying by the hundreds. Spider mites spreading webbing you won't notice until the damage is already done. Ants mapping your garden and protecting the very insects that are draining your plants from the inside. And here's the part almost nobody realizes. The solution to most of these problems is already in your kitchen. You're just throwing it away. Onion skins, garlic ends, citrus peels, coffee grounds. What looks like waste is actually a complete defense system if you use it correctly. Today, the exact pests attacking your garden right now, why August is their peak season, and how to turn everyday kitchen scraps into a layered defense system that stops them before they take your harvest. Mid to late August creates the perfect conditions for pest explosions. Heat accelerates reproduction cycles, dry air stresses plants and makes their tissues easier to penetrate. And most importantly, your plants are now mature, full of sugars, and highly attractive to feeding insects. This is when infestations stop being random and become systematic. If you wait until visible damage appears, you're already behind. The goal isn't reaction, it's disruption. And that starts with understanding exactly which kind of pest you're dealing with. Soft-bodied suckers, aphids, spider mites, whiteflies, and thrips are doing the most damage while staying the least visible at first. They all feed the same way, piercing plant tissue and pulling nutrients directly out of the cells. You won't see bites. You'll see symptoms: curling leaves, pale discoloration, sticky residue, growth that slows and doesn't recover. In August, their population doubles rapidly. Because they don't lay eggs slowly, they reproduce continuously. Here's your first defense. Onion skins and garlic ends contain sulfur compounds that smell sharp to us and signal danger to these insects. Fermented into a liquid extract, those compounds disrupt feeding behavior, interfere with reproduction signals, and make the plant surface hostile. This isn't about killing them instantly. It's about making your plant unlivable for them. And when you remove the food source, the colony collapses on its own. Here's the mistake that ruins this fix before it starts: spraying the extract at full strength straight off the ferment. Undiluted, it doesn't just repel, it burns the exact leaves you're trying to protect, especially in direct sun. The concentration has to be right, and we'll cover the exact ratio shortly. Trail builders. Ants aren't just visitors in your garden. They're managers. When ants show up, they're often not there for your plants directly. They're there for the aphids. Aphids produce a sugary substance called honeydew. Ants harvest it, and in return, ants protect aphids from predators and move them to new plants to keep the supply going. So when you see ants, you're looking at a supply chain. Break that chain and you remove the protection, the infestation weakens almost immediately. Citrus peels are the fix, and they work differently than you'd expect. Their aromatic oils don't just repel, they disrupt scent trails. Ants rely on chemical pathways to navigate and communicate, and when those trails break, they lose coordination entirely. No trail means no colony movement. No coordination means no protection for the aphids they were guarding. And without that protection, aphid populations drop fast. So far, that's 2 pests handled with things already sitting in your kitchen. But the third one is different, because it doesn't feed during the day at all, and by the time you see the damage, it already happened hours ago while you were asleep. Ground invaders. Slugs and snails are the pests you rarely see during the day, because they move at night, targeting your plants at their most vulnerable: soft leaves, young growth, ripening fruit. By morning, the damage is already done. Irregular holes, chewed edges, entire seedlings gone. They're slow but extremely efficient. Used coffee grounds are the fix here, and they work 2 ways at once. First, as a physical barrier, the texture is abrasive enough that slugs and snails avoid crossing it. Second, as a chemical deterrent, caffeine is naturally toxic to many soft-bodied ground pests in concentrated zones. It doesn't need to kill them. It just needs to stop movement, and once movement stops, feeding stops with it. Here's the mistake almost everyone makes with this one: using wet, clumped grounds straight from the coffee maker. Clumped together, they lose the fine, abrasive texture that actually deters movement, and a single rainfall washes the barrier away completely. Dry the grounds first on a tray for a day or 2, then spread them in a thin, even ring around the base of the plant. That's what makes the barrier actually hold through a full watering cycle. The liquid defense system. Instead of treating each pest separately, you can combine everything into one system. Take onion skins, garlic ends, and citrus peels, place them in water, and let them ferment for 24 to 48 hours. What you're creating is a concentrated extract of defensive compounds, and this is where that earlier warning matters. Too strong and it burns your leaves. Too weak and it does nothing at all. A safe working ratio is roughly 1 part extract to 10 parts water. Now here's the part most people miss entirely. Add a binding agent, a few drops of dish soap, or natural oil to the diluted mix. This helps the solution stick to leaf surfaces instead of sliding straight off. Without it, your spray doesn't stay on long enough to actually work, no matter how well you mixed it. Application matters more than the mixture itself. Spraying randomly does very little. You have to target behavior. Aphids live on the underside of leaves, so that's where the spray needs to land. Not the top surface most people default to. Spider mites cluster in dry inner zones, deep in the canopy where airflow is lowest. Ants travel along the base of plants and their pathways, so treat the ground, not the leaves. Slugs work the soil surface perimeter, right where the coffee ring needs to sit. Timing matters too early morning or late evening only, never under direct heat, when the spray would just evaporate before it has a chance to work, or scorch the leaves it lands on. And consistency matters most of all. One application doesn't solve the problem. A repeated disruption cycle does reset the system every few days, and the pests lose their stability faster than they can rebuild it. This is the shift. You're not fighting insects one by one, you're changing the environment they depend on. Your kitchen waste isn't waste. It's raw material for a system that disrupts feeding, breaks coordination, blocks movement, and protects your plants without introducing anything toxic. The gardeners who finish August with a strong harvest aren't lucky. They're early. They see the system forming before it becomes visible, and they act before the damage begins. Before you throw your next batch of kitchen scraps away, ask yourself, are you feeding your trash bin or defending your garden? Tell me in the comments which pest shows up first in your garden every August. And I'll see you in the next file.